Okay, how many of you here are actually a personal trainer or something along the line of fitness instructor? Okay. Okay, how many of you here are not coaching, but maybe you are in the realm of wellness, like physiotherapy or chiro, or other thing I haven't mentioned? I knew there was someone that is a physio wanting to be here. I just want to make it as relevant to all of us here. Okay. Anyone else in a different profession other than fitness professional? Fitness coaching or fitness instructing? Pole fitness. Yeah.
Co-owner of the business. Business owners. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So business owner, right? Fitness business owner. Okay. All right. And anything else?
Nutritional consultant.
Nutritional consultant. All right. Sorry? Sales in? Sorry? Fitness equipment. Okay, all right. Anyone else?
Hotel owner.
Hotel owner. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'll try to make it as relevant to all of us as possible. Okay, hotel gym owner. Okay, it's going to be the last session of the day, and I would really appreciate that if you guys can just pay full attention. It's the last mile, and then once we get this done, we can perhaps go for a drink at some bar down the road. Is that cool?
Yes.
Cool. Right, we have people coming from all around the region actually around the world. So, people coming from Thailand, of course, people coming from UK, and we have people from, he's from UK but live in Cambodia, right? We have Philippines, and we have Malaysian, Thai. This is amazing, all right? So this conference is more than just learning about the knowledge, because sometimes it's the who you know that will open up the door, right? Some of the things I'll be sharing here, it can work even better if you have the right people, yes. All right? So don't try to do everything alone, because this is one of the biggest downfall amongst us as a fitness professional. All right, so why are you here? Let me just collect some data, all right? Hopefully I can help you solve all the problems or questions that you have, and then you can walk away feeling like, hey, I got something out of this, all right? Why are you here? Give me about 5. What do you want to find out more of? I do have content, so don't worry, it's just not freestyle Q&A, all right? Okay, Suzanne will be here in a minute. Get out. Okay, what are you guys wanting to?
I want to learn how to market my group fitness classes.
Okay, market. What problem are you facing, potentially?
I'm handling 71 instructors right now that have different formats.
Okay.
So I want to know how to be able to engage with our customers and get them more excited.
Okay, so increase engagement. Perfect. You will find out how to do that even better in a minute.
Two different types of audience, like Russian-speaking audience and English-speaking audience, and the problem is how to target and acquire new leads and new customers.
Okay.
From one social media or 2 social medias, like.
Okay.
What channel, yeah, how, and it's seasonal business also.
Leads, channel. All right. Different market. What else?
Yeah.
All right.
Market niche fitness.
Niche fitness.
Yeah, like something like sports fitness.
Okay, market niche. So there are not many people are aware of what you do right now. Okay. And last one.
Development business plan.
Pardon?
Development business plan.
Develop business plan. Perfect. Business plan. Okay. So we have 75 minutes. Let's do our best. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Cool. And of course, after this, we can always have an ongoing conversation, because some things you might need to have clarification from me. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please don't walk away feeling like I don't believe in that, right? Because sometimes a deeper conversation that is required to get you more clarity. Okay. So some of the things, it might not be relevant to you from the get-go, but I would like you to think about how it can potentially be something down the road that is going to be relevant to you, okay? maybe not now, but maybe 1 year down the road, it's going to be relevant to you. In business, it's not about doing everything at one time. It's not about just wanting to learn what is needed right now. Sometimes it's really good to learn a few things so that you're prepared for the future. All right? Cool. Perfect. All right. So in the fitness industry, all right, one of the most exciting moments is always the moment when you have your cert. Okay, you take a picture, you tell the world that I'm ready to coach. Who wants a coaching session? DM me. All right? But that's the most we know about marketing. And I was, of course, once like that as well. And this day and age, right, every single week, every single month, every single year, there are hundreds of thousands of fitness professionals coming out from different institutes, university, it can be online, offline, so you name it, right? So it's becoming more and more competitive. Yes, back in the day, this would be enough to get you the clients, right? People walking around, do you have cert? No cert, no cert. Cert, okay, I trust you, here's my money, right? But this day and age, I think the barrier to getting certs is getting lower and lower, and therefore, we have to do things very differently. All right, so a lot of time, we come out from our institute, uni, or getting a cert, right? We're like, okay, it's time to find out what to do next, okay? How to get more clients and all that stuff. How to do social media posting, how frequent, and what else? How do you get leads and all this stuff, right? But sometimes, if you lean your ladder against the wrong wall, yes, you look busy, you're doing things, right? You have the badge of honor of being busy. But then eventually you realize after 3, 4, 6 months or years that this is not where you want to be. Then having to come down and find a new wall and climb again is going to take you another few years. And one of the most important things in life is restarting. Think about it. Restarting a marriage, expensive. Emotionally, mentally, financially, everything, right? Restarting a business. I failed one time, horrible. Still a lot of unresolved stuff. So it's costing me a lot of emotional health as well, right? And then what else? Restarting your career, right? Some of us end up going into the fitness industry, but later on realize that it's the wrong wall that they're climbing. And the only thing they do next is, instead of like leaning the ladder against another wall, they just quit altogether. Right? And it's pretty sad, and I believe a lot of people have the passion, have the message to share to the world, but the only thing that you are lacking is your ability to market and sell yourself, okay? And marketing and selling yourself is a skill set that you must be good at if you're doing this with a small team or alone, if you have no choice, okay? It has to be something that you want to be good at. In fact, it's something that will get you out of a lot of trouble. Pandemic, if you could market yourself well, you can definitely do a lot better than most people who are being victimized, right? At the same time, if you have the ability to market and sell efficiently, effectively, you can help a lot more people. Some of you are on the verge of thinking, I want to build a team. I want to build a gym. I want to build a business, right? But you have to think about those are the people who will be depending on you a lot. They would rely and depend their livelihood on your ability to market and sell. Okay? So it's really important skill set that you must make sure that you're becoming very good at. All right? So I believe that, a lot of time people focus on a lot above the ground, right? So the fruits in the tree, the branches, the leaves, right? They're like, how can I get more fruits? They might be pruning things, the branches. They might be giving it more sunlight, but at the end of the day, what I believe is the things underneath the soil is what you need to focus on. And that's what we're going to be presenting today, right? Everything else above, you have a lot of clarity what to do, how to do it, especially with the age of AI and ChatGPT. You can give me 12-month of marketing plan as a personal trainer to target warm, cold, and hot audience without sounding salesy and whatever. Okay? So with the time I have, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that make all the difference. regardless what industry you're in actually, regardless what you're selling, if you're in hotel gym, if you are selling a market that's very niche, if you are a physio, if you are doing dance, all right? Okay, all right. So problem number one here is the era of confusion. Everyone is saying different things. Saying what they do is the only thing that you need to succeed in your business. So we have Russell Brunson. He is the king of funnel. He will be saying funnel is everything you need in your business, right? And then he has this tagline that says, you're one funnel away from everything you ever wanted in your life. You're one funnel away, all right? And then what else? Gary Vee said, right, just keep jabbing, giving content, giving value, giving content, and people will come. Then you have Nas Daily saying you need to do contents every day. That's why it's called Nas Daily, right? That's how he made himself a name, right? Then you also have a bunch of people looking into AI. They are thinking like, oh my God, someone say AI is everything. So I'm gonna jump into AI and get AI to do everything for me, right? But the truth is, a lot of people make these mistakes of constantly chasing a better way, which promises a better outcome, right? Of course, whatever business those people are into, they have to sell what they have to sell. Just like in the fitness industry, if I was someone selling supplements, I'll be super biased towards supplements. You're one supplement away from your dream body. Disclaimer, you still need to work out, eat well, blah, 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 right? And then they go back to saying, you're one supplement away, right? Or if you're selling workouts, burning 10,000 calories, no, not 10,000, 1,000 calories per hour, right? It's gonna shred you and all that stuff. But little do we know that, working out is just a part of it, not all of it, all right? So mistake number two is committing to a better way enthusiastically without realizing it is not the way that you want it. It is not the way that will resonate with your market. It is not the way that will suit your personality, right? There are many types of way of marketing. It has to also suit your company direction or your personality, okay, which is something we'll go deeper into. All right. Then problem number two is the era of red ocean, all right? Just like I say, hundreds and thousands of people are having certs these days, and having certs are no longer something that is rare. Everyone can have one, two, multiple, right? The problem here is, the mistake here is letting the market dictate your fee, and sometimes can't help it but being nosy and ask around, how much does she charge? So how much do you charge? As if that's the most important thing you need to know. All right. In fact, you only need to know how much they charge so that you can charge higher than them. The only reason you want to know is, okay, you're charging this much, I'm going to charge way higher than you. That should be the mindset, not you're charging that much, I'm going to price it competitively just below you or the same as you. I'm going to bring my price down or something. It should be the other way around. Because we are all small businesses and also solopreneurs. Okay, I'm talking to the solopreneurs and small businesses. The only way for you to make it sustainable is to go above the market rate. Unless you have a lot of funding, a lot of capital, you can go cheap, you can go mass. You can burn money and go 5 years non-profitable. Just focus on valuation, right? But we are small businesses, solopreneurs, so you have to make sure you start thinking, how can I go for the high-end market, right? Number 4 mistake is using sales tactics that devalue your worth and perceived value just to get sales, right? What you see on social media every single day is people are marketing their coaching services like commodity. Commodities are sugar, rice, all these things that are valued as very, very low or very, very little, okay? So your coaching service comes from your time, and time is gonna be one of the most valuable thing in life. So it's really time to stop playing with sales tactic that devalues you, right? Okay, the next one is the era of cricket. All right, churning out content based on what's been done, right? What's hot. Okay, so Instagram Reel is everything right now. Then you look at all the reels, you're like, this is a good idea. I like the way it hooks you. I like the way they talk about the pain point, and I'm gonna do the same thing. right? Then you just keep churning out, right? You're like, oh my God, this is so cool. What they talk about nutrition is so cool. I want to just go into it. The next one is constantly thinking, if I do a good job, referrals will come, right? So sadly, I used to have a friend who was a coach. She was like, I have this amazing client. She's been with me for a long time. She's a very loyal client. Okay, great. Has she ever referred you anyone? No. Sometimes, whose fault is it? Is it the client's fault? Is it the trainer's fault? I think the awareness has to be, the client probably never even think of referring anyone because sometimes they are asking, what's in it for me, right? The coach just keep assuming that if I keep doing a good job, they will refer. And then they keep delivering, but then nothing comes back, all right? So, mistake number 7 is coming to this workshop and do nothing about it afterwards. Okay, I'm glad this happens on the first day. Okay, so it's great that Suzanne and FitThai AFC host something like this that bring everyone together, right? At the end of the day, we shouldn't struggle in silence. There's always help you can reach out to, right? There's always people like Jack Thomas, hands up, right? He's been a great help for me along my entrepreneurship journey, right? Always reach out. You'll be surprised that there are so many people are happy to help you out. Like even Terrence reached out to me, right? And then asking for help because he's wanting to set up his studio. So don't ever try to figure things out alone, right? The quickest way is to get a mentor. The quickest way is to get advice from those who have been there, done that, right? So try to get to know each other as much as possible. Everyone's on a different journey, different focus, right? So this conference is all about doing the opposite of this. So some of you might be feeling like, okay, I'm excited. There's a new world I'm about to embark on, right? You're in the tree. So my name is CJ Lee, co-founder of Move Private Fitness from Malaysia. And basically you can tag me afterwards if you can, if you like, right? I'm from Malaysia. Before that, I'll leave that story for a little bit later, okay? All right. I can see some of you are taking photo and I'm like, just waiting. Okay, all right. So currently we have 6 branches all across Malaysia. So the 4 in KL, 2 in Malacca. So these are just some of our coaches, right? So therefore, everything that I'll be sharing with you is not because I'm a marketing guru that don't run a business, all right? Everything I'll be sharing with you is based on trial and error, real life case studies, and things that work, okay? I will never get into becoming a guru and not practicing it myself because I feel like it has to justify. Everything I say has to be backed by experiences, has to be backed by results. Okay, so some of you might be thinking, why is this different from any of the workshop seminars out there when it comes to sales and marketing, all right? So 16 years international experience, and I am from the fitness experience teaching about marketing. And still today, I'm actively involved in the fitness industry and fitness business. So again, not just a guru, right? But then actually a businessman, right? All right. All of these experiences, I'm sure many of you are in one of these or all of these. So PT, group classes, floor walking, everywhere. Okay, 3 different countries. The first one is New Zealand. Second one is? The last one is Malaysia. Okay, all right. So it took more than 70 plus coaches from zero to greatness. So all the way from New Zealand to Malaysia, right? And then of course, 7-figure USD coaching business. And then for some of you who are coaching as a solopreneur or in a gym, right? At the very least, you can actually see some growth in your career after this sharing. Okay. All right, so one of my life purposes is to actually help humanity to better their life through business and also fitness, of course, right? So I speak at AFC and also Fit Summit, and next year will be in a few other conferences. I always believe that when it's time to pay forward, you gotta go all out. Because when I was in a situation where I was lost, I was hopeless, right? There were always people like Jack, for example, right? I always have to give credits back to you, right? And he was always very helpful, and he was never asking anything back. And I felt like the only way to keep this thing going is to pay for it. So Jack, your contribution to me is always going to be lived on, and I hope that you guys can do the same thing to others. So don't try to keep everything to yourself. Okay? I don't believe there's such thing as competition, because the both of the same tide rises together, right? And if your business, if your know-how is very deep, there's no such thing as secret, because a 1 hour of sharing is not going to allow them to completely overthrow you, because it's so deep. There's so much thing that makes a successful business or make you a successful coach, right? So if you pay full attention till the end, and I like you guys, you guys like me, I'll share with you how you can actually get this. Now, I price it at $800. To be honest, I don't even do this kind of thing. I don't even charge. I just kind of like, okay, what if I was to put a price, it'll be around there. But I did it for free for Terrence. Right? I think we did it for 1 hour and a half. Okay, so things weren't always like this, of course. All right? Back in New Zealand, I started out as a fitness coach. Now, in 2007, if you are Asian and skinny and you work in New Zealand as a personal trainer, no one would believe you. If you want to go for hypertrophy, you go for this guy here. Samoan guy, right? If you want to go for fat loss, you go for everyone else, but not this Asian guy. Yes, so I have to figure a lot of things out. So obstacle is the way sometimes, right? What works against you can really be a great lesson for you, right? It will push you to a whole different trajectory in your career and life, right? Thailand, Bangkok, that's where I got to work with Jack. And then, of course, the only two things I knew all this while was how to get abs and how to give my clients abs. I was literally just like that. My mom always nagged me, oh my God, you should read more books. Stop working out too much. I'm like, what's wrong with it, right? Then, of course, later on I realized what she meant, right? Because these two will not get me far in life. If I want to build a business, if I want to have more time freedom and flexibility, I need something more than just knowing how to get abs, giving clients abs, and that's it, right? So 2017 took the leap of faith, opening up my gym back in Malaysia, all right? And then this is something I always believe in, cliffhanger. Do what you love, the money will come. Don't take the photo of this because it's not a true statement. Okay? This is a quote that you can find online actually, right? And this is something that goes around in the fitness industry, right? Sometimes people will just be like, do what you love, the money will come. Okay, I get it. If you do a great job, people will come. Okay, great. So just do what I love and do a great job. Then the money and the people will come. So I believe in that so much that, you know, on our first launch, we were inviting friends and family in. We were giving some 1-year promo for unlimited group class, and then only one person bought. The thing is, after he bought it, he only came 3 times. That's even worse, right? So this thing obviously did not work. I was like, what's wrong? What went wrong actually? Right. So my dad called me up, checked up on me to make sure I was okay, because he was like, man, you're like losing weight, right? And he was like, how's business so far? And to be honest, at that point, I was like, it's either I call it quit or I keep going. Like, burn your boat. There's no way back, there's no turning back. So some of us really need that mindset of just burn your boat. Because if you're half here, half there, especially some of you are doing part-time coaching or part-time this, part-time that, a lot of time you won't get anywhere far. You'll find out more about this soon, all right? So the bank called, it was an unknown number. I wish it was the bank. The bank said that there was a check that if I don't have any more money going in, it's going to be bounced. That was the first time I knew how check worked, right? If there's no money, it will be bounced. And they will give me a penalty for that as well. So I could remember vividly, I was in the toilet, right, getting ready for another day of trying to figure out. And I had to just answer that call in the toilet, and it was really crazy. Look, the reason why it didn't work was because the amount of brands existing in USA across 50 years. Okay, chips, there were 10 in the 1970s, and then now, 200 plus. Bottled water, 16 brands, now 1,000 plus. Soft drinks, 220, right? Software, there were 0, and now there were over 1 million. So it goes to say that your business is no longer special, and we no longer live in the 70s. We live in the year 2023, and you have to be prepared for the future because there will be more and more people coming up to do the same thing as you. All right? The day when they say, do a good job, people will come, it's already gone. And you have to come to terms with that. Just erase that, just delete that photo completely. All right. So what you need to know is there are 3 things you need to focus on is your offer, strategy, and traffic. Yes, you might not be running a business, you might be just a coach in a gym. But this is a thing you have to start becoming aware of. And of course, everyone will do it differently. If you're a personal trainer in a gym versus a brand owner or gym owner, they will involve different activities. Okay, we're gonna go in depth later on. Okay, now all of these people are just some of my team members, and being able to generate leads, market, and make sales, and teaching them how to do that, you will actually impact a lot of families because each of them might have a wife, a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a kid, right? Like one of them is a single mom. So your ability to be good at this, you will actually have this ripple effect of impact. And your inability to do this will mean that these people will be traumatized, and no matter how loyal they are to you, they will leave you eventually. It's just a matter of time. So if you're thinking of building a team, you have to know that, when the honeymoon period is over, when the money don't come in, they will leave you. You can sell a big dream, big vision, but at the end of the day, they will wake up to hunger. Oh, it's winter, it's cold. Why am I so hungry? So yes, it's really important that you start thinking, how can I get good at sales and marketing myself? So good that you can do it for other people. All right? So this is our purpose statement, which again, it is just going to be all talk if we cannot generate sales. You can talk about purpose, passion, all of these stuff. If you cannot generate sales, these are completely useless. All right? So this is our expansion roadmap, looking to Southeast Asia, all right, eventually. And then the vision is to be a global company, growing slowly and steadily. All right, so we're gonna get into it. Let's get into the first one here. Chocolate cookie with white cream. Who do you think of?
Oreo.
All right, but who was the first company that started it? It was this company, Hydrox. All right, so what happened then was Hydrox was really capturing the market share. They were having a good time, and when I say capturing market share, it's tens of billions, not millions, right? And sometimes success comes too early, too quickly, might not be a good thing. And in the fitness industry, we have many people have this shiny object syndrome that want to do everything. Started out as a gym. Oh, I want to do physio. I want to do Pilates. I want to do nutrition, meal plan thing. All in the span of 2 years. Like, what the hell? Just focus on the one thing. And if you don't focus, you're gonna end up like Hydrox. You're gonna be the next Hydrox in the fitness industry, right? So there's a book by Al Ramadan. It's a very good book. Please read up. If you can't be bothered reading, just ChatGPT, give me the summary. Okay, it says that the company that is the category king will capture 76% of market share or more, which means that 24% are being shared amongst the second place, third place, the 50th place, the 100th place, all the crumbs. So if you want the crumbs, then don't focus. If you want the big proper pie, stay focused. So if any of you are looking into improving any of these, just stay true to the course, just keep focused. If you're more obsessed than the category king or someone who you feel like is your worthy rival, if you're more focused than they are, you will surpass them very soon one day. Because I bet you, they will get distracted very, very soon. Back in the days, my mindset when it comes to running a studio business would be, when I see other people are doing stuff, activities and all this stuff, I would feel a bit like a FOMO. You guys know what FOMO means? Right. Okay. So then I'll be like, oh my God, why are we not doing that? Then we try to do the same thing. And then it was a constant distraction and shiny object syndrome kind of thing, where after a lot of trial and error and some mentorship, right, I come to realize that focus is king. And the moment nowadays, when I see other people are doing different things, I'm like, yes, go do that. Go get distracted. I'm gonna focus more than ever on the same thing that we're doing, but you're distracted. So there's no need to be afraid of competition, actually. The moment you see that they are distracted, you celebrate. Guys, bring your pizza and potluck, whatever, let's celebrate. Okay? Because they are going to be on a whole different trajectory where you can slowly move your way in to take the crown. And one day, they will be the Hydrox, you will be the Oreo. And then before they realize, it's too late. So all of these people are the category king in their field. Now, when it comes to revenue generating activities, these guys will do a lot better. When it comes to opportunities, sponsorships, these guys. All right? Funnels, F1, tennis, personal growth. So, the glute guy, Brett Contreras, which he was here one day, right? So, how many of you know Brett? Good. How many of you don't know Brett? Okay, all right. So basically, he's the glute guy. I know it sounds weird, but people go to him purposely, going from another state in US to his state, his gym, to have a glute sesh. Like a glute sesh, like just pumping the glutes. All right? And because he's the glute guy, so he came up with machines and all this stuff for glutes. Right? The question for you is, can you be the next glute guy in your city, in your country? Okay, that is just one example. You don't have to be the glute guy, you can be something else, but right? Learning from Brett Contreras, what do you get out of this? Focus is king. So he can charge almost whatever he thinks is right. Don't have to care about what the market is charging, because I am the category king. If you want the best, if you want king, go with me. All right? So this is your roadmap. The reason why there needs to be a roadmap is I don't want you guys to go off today and be like, I want to be a category king. I want to chuck out everything I do. I'm going to revamp everything. I'm going to start new. Okay? Now, if you are coaching, okay, this can be the roadmap. If you're earning 0 to 3K or whatever conversion you can do that makes sense as a beginning, first quarter of a mile, right? Just really go general. Because sometimes you don't know what your true passion and calling is until you go try it, right? There are a lot of people that want to serve everyone, which is great for this beginning, all right? But sooner or later, you need to start thinking, I need to start specializing. There are also some small group of people, the moment they come out from getting a cert, they're like, okay, I want to specialize in rehab. I want to specialize in this. But my advice is, don't be too quick to specialize. Try different things, the older, the younger, and all that stuff. In the real beginning, then find your passion, find your calling, find the market. You're like, my God, this market responds really well with what I do. I didn't know it was going to be these guys, and I love these guys. I thought I want to do sport performance for athletes, but now I feel like I want to do live performance for the older population. I feel more fulfillment doing that. Things might change, so go generalize first. And as you progress, you have to start to cut out clients who are coming to you for not the right purpose. But it's hard. This is what happens to a lot of people. Okay, I want to specialize now. But I have all these, let's say I want to specialize in rehab, okay? But all these clients are fat loss clients. Okay, now I'm getting 1, 2 rehab clients. And next moment, I'm like, yes, I'm on my path to become a specialist. Then the next day someone say, hey, I want to lose weight. I have 5K. Take it or not? Train me now. Most people would take the 5K. And you're back into that generalist field. You have to almost say, you know what? Take a little setback. It's okay to take a little setback, but really be focusing on the people you want to serve. Keep fighting, keep looking for it. Because the moment you take the 5K, you end up saying no to finding ways to find the people you truly want to serve. You are saying no to honing your skill sets for the people that you truly want to serve. So you're falling back into being a generalist. And therefore, there's a red ocean. The red ocean is the fat loss, muscle gain market, right? There is a red ocean. So money is not everything. Sometimes you have to be okay to just, you know what? I will refer to Penny because you are not the person that I truly find joy and fulfillment. Of course, you don't say that to them, right? But you say it in a nice way, all right?
Can you explain K? I'm missing that point. Sorry.
Oh, it's your money, income. It can be in, maybe in, this one can be in ringgit, but in USD might not be, I don't know, it can be adjustable based on your own currency. You just create a 4 or 5 different quarter.
3,000 baht.
Oh yeah, it can wait, that will be 30,000 baht. Sorry, 0 to 30,000 baht is the first milestone. 30,000 baht to 60,000 baht. Yeah, it can be that. All right, those are just some numbers.
Yeah, but they have relevance.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
So basically, I used to work in Thailand, and it's almost can be, you just add another 4 zeros. So 0 to 30,000 baht, if you're a new coach in
Is it per month?
per month. Yeah. If you're making about 30,000 baht, if you're new, just go for this. If you're making somewhere between 30,000 baht to 60,000 baht, then you have to start taking on a bit of the market that you want to serve, right? Thanks for that. I assume this will make sense. Any other question? Okay, if you can do some conversion, 30,000 baht, how much would it be worth in your own currency? All right, of course, different country and different standard of living will also dictate that. So you just roughly come up with a milestone that will make sense for your country and in your currency. All right, so here's a living proof of why being focused can get you up to places or to the very top very quickly. Now, this was this year, 2023, in Fit Summit, right? Have you guys been to Fit Summit yet? Okay, right. It's a great conferences or a summit for especially fitness business owners. So the guy that's sitting there is Chris Richards. He's from Ultimate Performance. And I would say they are one of the, probably the most successful personal training gym in the world. They have presence all over the world in major cities, UK, Sydney, Hong Kong, Singapore, Middle East, US, all the major cities, right? And I once, 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? They're such a great company we aspire to become. And to be able to interact or get to know one of them, any of them, even one of their coaches, will be like an honor. Like, so Chris Richards, he is the Managing Director of Asia Pacific and Middle East for Ultimate Performance. So in a way, the right-hand man of Nick Mitchell, who's the founder. And this was the session where he was the moderator and I was sharing my thoughts on the personal training and fitness industry. And look, the host of the event, Ross, out of so many different gym owners, doing different modalities, class and all that stuff, he ended up choosing me to be speaking there. And the thing is, the outcome would be very different if my business was doing a bunch of different things. Because there were also a bunch of people doing a bunch of different things. And it would be very hard and it would take a very long time for me to catch his attention. So the fact that personal training business, studio business, is a very niche market, and we completely do nothing else but personal training. No group classes, no physio, no rehab, clinic, whatever. No nutrition, meal delivery services, or restaurants, cafe, right? The fact that we are just focused. And it made it very easy for Ross, the host of Fit Summit, to choose the panel speakers. And if you're really focused, within 3 years of hardcore focusing and doing the right thing, your life will change very quickly. 2020, that's when I joined Move, all right, as a co-founder. 2023, this is the outcome, 3 years. How many of you can stay focused for 3 years? Raise your hand. How many of you don't mind staying focused for 3 years and get great results you never expect? That's right. Just stay focused. Just go focus, laser focus. Celebrate when people are not focused, right? Don't have the FOMO effect. Just stay focused, stay true to your course, and just fine tune every now and then, all right? So, Bruce Lee once said that he's not afraid of the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks. I don't know how many kicks you can do. There's 1 kick here, 2 kick, 10,000 kicks. I don't have that many kicking vocabulary, right? But he fears the man who had practiced 1 kick 10,000 times. Now for you is, if you're in different businesses, GX and all this stuff, don't get distracted. Just really stay focusing. And everything else you do will make sense. If you're not focused, you try to find the latest marketing strategy, how to post, when to post, what kind of content to post, it's utterly useless. You're leaning the ladder against the wrong wall, right? If you know your focus, then you go and do the rest, then it will be making sense. You're leaning the ladder against the right wall, right? The what and how is actually when you're in the blue ocean, when you're the category king, you dictate the rule. How you want to post, what kind of content you want to put out. There's not much rule being defined yet. And you can have the freedom to do whatever, and it can almost work easier than the ones in red ocean, right? You have to spend so much time on just fine-tuning the little thing just to fight with 10,000 other people. It's too much work. Those are just minuscule incremental improvements that you spend all your time stressing out about just to get a little bit ahead of your competitors. Rather, if you go into the blue ocean, if you are the category king, Brett Contreras can almost say anything about glutes. And he can really just put out content with no fancy homozy subtitle, ding, 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 ping, ping, ping. People will listen, right? So it's not about how do you edit so that you hook people. Is it the first 3 seconds or 5 seconds? It's really about getting clear with what do you want to be king in. And the question for you is, what category do you want to be king in? I'll give you 10 seconds to really ponder upon this. What category? If you're a personal trainer, if you're a fitness trainer, out of everything that you can do very well, but what is the one thing you choose to go all in the next 3 years? If you are running a fitness business, what are the things you can now cut out, and just take that one thing you're so passionate and it's generating you revenue so good that you're just going to focus for the next 3 years. The 80-20 rule, right? The 80%, okay? In your business, most likely, there's going to be the 80% of the things you do that generate only 20% of the revenue. Have a think about it. Analyze your revenue. Where are they coming from? Where's the money coming from? And there is 20% of the thing you do that generates the 80% of the revenue. That's the thing you want to go all in. Cut out the rest. Just delete them off your whatever, right? When Steve Jobs came back to Apple, Apple had a bunch of products. And he was like, oh my God, like, what's going on here? I think Apple had more than 100 products, and he trimmed them all and left only 3. Whereas if you know other brands, they have multiple products to offer. And truly, Apple become the category king in a very short amount of time. All right? So the next one is, what is the real business you're in? You're coaching, you are selling things, but is that what you truly are offering to the world? Okay, in 1950 to 1980, the world was in a state where it was post-war, people are stressing out for food, right? Raw materials and all that stuff. So as a result, this guy, Robert Koch from Malaysia, okay, he rose above and just went all in on sugar because people needed sugar. People needed raw material, right? And then in 1980 to year 2000, that's when people are starting to feel like, you know what, I have my food on the table. I want to have better housing. I don't want to live with my 20 different family members that I don't really care about. I want to have my own space to live with my mom, dad, and my kids, right? They want a better place where the plumbing, the irrigation, all that stuff are properly done, right? That's when people are really looking for better shelter, necessities like clothing, right? Telecommunication, and the stuff that gets your life going. So then we have this guy also from Malaysia, or I have an example from Malaysia. I'm sure you guys can think of someone in your country who is just gazillionaire today, and they are super old. Most likely, they were selling bricks or stones. But today, if you're to do that, no chance, right? The moment is gone because people don't really care about those things as much anymore. And these guys are doing a fantastic job with their generations, right? So this guy basically, very well known for property development, constructions, telecommunication, everything, all right? So, year 2000 to now, what is it that people are looking for? Okay, experience. All right, anyone else? Okay. This is what people want. You can clearly eat your food at home or in the restaurants, but they want to do it in a plane that is on the ground, not flying. This is in Malaysia. It's like you drive there, you go on a plane pretending you're flying, they give you something that looks like a boarding pass, and you just sit there and eat. I don't get it, right? But you see, this is the world that we're living in right now. People want the same thing, the food, but presented in a different way, right? It's almost like they care about the experience more than just the food. Okay, so what do you learn from there, right? The experience you can provide through your coaching, through your product and services. Can you double down on that? And that's until now. What about this? Now to the future. 2023, today onwards, to the next 10 years, 5 years, what is everyone looking for? Or the ones who have their needs taken care of, what are they looking for? The one with money wanting to spend, what are they looking for?
10 seconds, get 6 pack.
Pardon me?
10 seconds, get 6 pack.
10 seconds. All right. Okay. Now, there is a chart here. How many of you have seen this chart? Maslow hierarchy of human needs. 1950s to the 80s, right here. 80s to 2000, 2000 beyond. Can you guys see the picture now? Are you going to be selling your services based on this, or are you going to go all the way up here where you sell weird stuff, people pay big money, and you change your life because they're becoming healthier and fitter, right? So, this guy basically makes money selling to people who are going for this self-actualization. You can clearly buy a car that you pump petrol in and drive with no problem. But people still wanting to buy a Tesla, even though it comes with all sorts of problems like where's the charging station and all this stuff, doesn't make sense. I really want to buy an electric car, electric vehicle, but I just don't want to do it now, right? Because there are just too many problems that's not worth it. But there are a lot of people don't really care. All they care about is this, right? They want to be at the highest, the tip of the triangle. And can those people be the ones that you are targeting. Something for you to ponder upon. Now, what else would people spend to achieve self-actualization, esteem, and maybe love and belonging? What else would people do? And what else would people spend money on? This. I have money, I have everything I need, I have 20 different Lambos. Life is boring, man. Okay, I want to spend 250,000 to go see Titanic. And then somehow the latest expedition, it exploded, right? And then they died. Right? People are like, oh, this is what you get for being rich. But the thing is this, right? What I'm trying to say here is people would spend crazy money just to fulfill that tip of the triangle. Now, if you want to charge more, you have to ascend people. Your marketing messaging has to go more towards the tip of the triangle now. It cannot just be like, wanna lose fat, wanna get healthier. These are becoming numb. Just like when you say I love you to your spouse for 1,000 times, it becomes numb. Is it just me? Oh, sorry. That I don't say anymore. Yeah, luckily she's not here. Okay. Yes, so therefore, the way you market and sell your thing has to start going above. And that's when you can rise above everyone else. Right? The question for you is, what business are you really in? Are you really in the business of Group X? Are you really in the business of selling memberships? Are you really in the business of selling courses and all that? What business are you really in? Have a think about. I don't have answers for every single one of you, but these are the questions that would drive quality answers. The answers then would drive action plan. And the next one is, what business do you need to be in? Can you guys smell money? Everyone do this? Okay, I know what business I need to be in. How can you link what you currently do and angle it towards self-actualization? Right? How can you market it differently? This is where the money is. Love and belonging and above. If you can angle, position what you have and tie it with love, esteem, and this is where you would have the blue ocean in the red ocean. Or you would jump out from the red ocean into the blue ocean. All right. So how do you do that? Step one is, by now you have probably thought of becoming the category king in something. All right? Hopefully not another glute guy. Something you're so passionate about and good at, right? So that was the first part we talked about in the first half. The second half is define your FBM, okay? So what FBM really stands for is, okay, F is feature, right? B is benefit, and M is meaning. Now let me give you an example of how you can actually sell the same old thing in a different way that appeals to a different market or appeals to the same market differently. You're passionate about helping women to get strong and fit, okay? Usually people will sell the feature. The feature will sound like this. We have one-on-one personal training, and we have nutrition plan. We also give you support call 24/7 on demand. At the same time, we have a group of community of women. Those are feature. Most people I still see up until today stops there. That's all they do for their messaging. Stop. And that's why they are getting into a era of cricket. Nobody is responding to it. Some better ones go beyond. They say, hey, you want to lose fat? Great, you're going to feel lighter, you're going to feel more confident. Right? As a woman, if you have kids, you're going to have more energy. That's great. Very rare that I see people market it that way. And how do you sell the meaning? Okay? The meaning, the way of marketing will sound like this. Basically, I help mom to get fit, get in shape, so that they can keep up with their kids in order to give them the best ever childhood. I allow mom to become empowered so that they are able to fill their own cup before they fill others. And they have the ability to give more to their kids and even people around them. And those are the leaders I want to help with the work I do. And then that's when you sell your feature. So we do personal training and all this stuff. Would you want to be part of this? If you want to be there for your kid, if you want to have the ability to catch up, keep up with your kids, if you want to give them the best childhood where they are engaged by you, getting fit is the only option, and I can help you with that. Now, fat loss can mean different things for a 15-year-old girl, a 25-year-old girl, and a 45-year-old woman. It's still fat loss, it's still numbers going down on the scale. But for a 15-year-old, it could mean that maybe she had been bullied at school, and she just want to be accepted. So then your meaning will be constructed very differently. For a 25-year-old, they want to find a boyfriend, right? No longer just being accepted, they want to find a boyfriend, and they want to basically have a boyfriend that treats them well and all that stuff, but they feel like they just need to lose a few pounds to have the confidence to do that. And for a 45-year-old, it's perhaps they are a single mom, they have to fend for themselves, and being unhealthy will eventually lead them to losing everything. So this is when you start to think, who do I want to help? Who do I want to help? Right? And then what marketing message do I need to start pushing out there that is meaningful, that is allowing them to hit the triangle, the top of the triangle, and then everything else you do, if you want to have some varieties in the stuff you do it for these people, the woman, for example, the 45-year-old, and you find ways to help them achieve that. Let it be coming up with something that you can do on your own, or partnering up with different people providing different things, right? If you're really helping 45-year-old mom or 30-year-old mom, can you work with people who are into parenting counseling? Can you work with someone who is all about personal breakthrough in their midlife crisis? Can you work with someone like that? And that's when you become very, very, very valuable, because those people will then also refer people to you. Okay? Referral can work really well if you do it like this. If you start referring, if you start becoming the king, the first person they would ever think of when it comes to 45-year-old woman that wants to lose fat is you. All right. So this is our social media. The messaging that we have is typically steering away a lot from this. You will never see promotion, pricing, anything. Because those are no longer the thing that gets people to buy. Unless you are in the market of selling commodities like sugar, buildings, houses. Pricing for us, solopreneurs, small business owners, okay, you know that it can only be more expensive. Or it should be more expensive. So there's no point of advertising it. And there's no point of, say, slashing price, because people are so over the slashing price thing. They know you hike it up and you slash it down. They know all these tricks already. So people are smarter than that. So we are going more for the meaning. All our copywriting, unfortunately, I can't click in and show you every one of them. You can go and check out our social media. It's not really anything about here, only every now and then. Is it important to still talk about feature? Yes, it is still important. Otherwise, people will be thinking, what are you doing actually? Selling like smokes? Right? It's important to talk about it, but very strategically. You can almost talk about meaning, benefit, then at last talk about feature. All right. So the next one is the business growth formula, right? For some of you who are actually just coaching in a gym or just doing a freelancing coaching business, treat it like a business. Even if you're just a coach coaching in the gym, treat your career like a business and treat your business like a business. The reason why I say this is because most businesses don't look like businesses. Or most business owners don't look like business owners, they look like business operators. And that defeats the purpose of starting a business. What's the point, right? You're still working in it, you're still working more but getting paid less. Doesn't really make sense. So, we come back to this now. We're gonna go deeper into this. Now, if you have a great offer, some great strategy, but you don't have traffic coming through, either your offline store, your online, social media, your ads, whatever, then ultimately, what does that mean? You will be broke. Okay? Now, if you have great offer, tons of traffic, but no strategy, what would that mean? Sorry? Right? It would just be price war. Just like, for example, if you were to sell your stuff on Shopee, it's got tons of traffic, you have a good product, just price war. Because there's no strategy in posting on Shopee. It's not a strategy, right? So now we're gonna go deeper into the traffic and strategy, because offer, we cover it roughly when we talk about the category king and also your focus, because once your focus is there, it's on point, things will get easier. But let's focus on these two, okay? All right. So there's a guy called Jay Abraham. How many of you have heard of him? Okay. So if you haven't heard of him, all you need to know is he says there are 3 ways to grow your business. Now you know of him. Okay. Simple but powerful strategy. 3 ways to grow your business: number of clients, increase the price that you charge, and also increase frequency and referral. So which means that sometimes you just need to focus on the one thing. All right, let's say, for example, we will look into, okay, let's just put a figure there. 4K per month earning. It can be USD, it can be pound, right, roughly around there, or ringgit. Okay, 4K per month. Now, if you have 10 clients, right, 10 clients, you are charging, let's say, 150. It can be dollars or ringgit, okay? And then they are training with you 8 times a month, so twice a week. How much would it be? Help me? Is it? 12,000. 12K. Is it? Okay, we're happy with that. Now, imagine I would just increase this number, everything else remain the same. How much would that be? Sorry? 13 and a half. Okay. Let's just say we don't do this. We just increase this amount by 10%. Everything else remain the same. How much would that be?
13.3. No. Yes. I think you said right.
Sorry?
13.2. 13,200.
13.2K. All right. Let's just say we increase 10% of everything. 10% of 8, make it 9. How much would that be? You're gonna need a calculator for this. Come on, someone help me.
16.3.
16.3. Who said that? Okay. See, that number jump up a lot. You just really need to focus on how can I get one more client. Maybe you have 2 dropouts, 3 new ones. Can consider as 1 new client, right? You can never have 100% all the time, all right? How can I charge a little bit more? Because now I know that I'm the category king, or I'm on my way. I fake it till I become it, right? It's all about declaring. Today, I'm gonna be focusing on this, serving women 45 and above, facing midlife crisis, menopause, and all this stuff, right? I'm gonna be declaring that I will charge this, no longer this. And I will get them to come see me more often, just 1 more time per month. And this is the outcome. So what happened here is, imagine 11 clients, each one refer another 1 person, or let's just say 5 people refer 5 people, right? 5. Then you have 16 clients, then this and that. That's how you get exponential growth. So you have to be really, really clear what strategy you need to implement. Okay? So if you're not so sure what strategy means, I will always say step number 1 strategy is about knowing what not to do. Step number 1. Knowing what not to do. Step number 2, you want to do this? Great. Which one do you want to work on? Do I want to increase this? If maybe you are quite low on this, you're like just 3. Do I want to work on this? Or do I want to work on this? Or maybe your clients are not very consistent. They're like coming in and out. Do I really want to work on this? So you have your plan of action. So have a think about right now in your situation. I'll give you 1 minute. What would you like to focus on? Okay? You can use your phone, type it out. What would you like to focus on? You can even write down how many clients you have right now. How much are you charging per month? Per session. How often in a month that they're coming to pay you this amount. So have a think about it. If you're selling products, it's the same thing. You're selling how many units? How much are you pricing them? What would be the way for you to be eligible to charge more? Is it by offer stacking, put in more stuff that doesn't really cost you anything, but it seems the perceived value is higher, right? Is it a better recurring offer, right? Or
Would it be easier to sell a cheaper product to more people than more expensive product to less people? Like getting more customers? Oh, well, I know depending on what kind of business you're doing.
yeah, that's right. So here we're talking about small businesses and solopreneurs, right? So small businesses,
Well,
if
I'm talking, for example, for group classes.
for group classes,
If you have a studio that's around group classes,
all right?
so could you just increase the
Depends on your market positioning, budget, cost-driven, value, experience-driven, just sweat, burn calories. You can plan out something like this and plot where you're at. If you are somewhat in the middle, like here, right? Then you can really decide you want to go lower or you want to go higher. At the same time, if there's already an existing player there, don't do that. Stay where you're at or go even higher. Find a way to go higher. Because you have to factor in everything that you sell, everything that you charge, this amount, okay, for example, a good 20% of it has to be allocated for marketing. It cannot be something where I look at my bank, I have $2,000 left. Okay, that's for marketing. You have to factor in your marketing costs into your pricing already. Okay? This is when we are spending USD, put it this way, USD $8,000 every single month to $8,000 every single month on Facebook ads. Because we know that we can afford to keep paying because every session has already got marketing fee in it. It's not a profit that we take home and be like, yes, forgetting about marketing spend. You have to factor in. Okay, it's another conversation we can go deeper into. All right? So you gotta think about a few things. There's a few framework you need to work through. Okay. So the last part, referral, can be a powerful thing. Now, how do you do referral so well? Right? You need to have the tool and the processes to facilitate that referral. It cannot be something where you just say, hey, you know someone, right? Do you know any other moms like you? Yeah, it would be good. You have to come up with digital assets, messaging, a bunch of things to facilitate a successful referral. Even a website, even a landing page, so that she can share with her friend and she doesn't have to do the talking. And she doesn't end up saying the wrong thing and letting people perceive my thing as how I want it to be. So when it comes to referral, you have to really think through, can I come up with a script? Can I come up with a video to teach her? Or can I come up with a video for her to send to the person that she wants to refer to? Or can I give her something tangible? Or can I give her some cashback or something like that? It has to be properly done and facilitated. Even if you say, I'll give you free session if you refer, it will still not work if you don't plan out the strategy, if you don't have the tool to facilitate properly, right? Just like affiliates, if you're selling products, health products and supplements, you have to come up with a bunch of things to ensure that the people who refer can almost do nothing much, but effortlessly refer to you. Because referral, to be honest, is easier. It's easy, but it's harder than it sounds. All right? Okay. So once again, treat your career like running a business. And with this saying, I would like to share this with you. Even if you are a solopreneur, freelance trainer, all right, you're running a small business, you have to think that every money that you earn, okay, you have to really allocate a good chunk of it for marketing. For a freelance personal trainer or personal trainer working in a gym, maybe you make 5K per month. Take out 10% on if you want to do content. Get someone on Fiverr to do your editing for you. Right? You guys know Fiverr? Right? It's a pretty awesome platform where you pay someone all the way in Pakistan to do the editing for you for like $20. Right? And you can do 10 videos. You can do more than 10 videos. All right? Then you can put out another 10% on just marketing. And that comes, maybe you give out referral perks. Maybe you're doing ads. You're doing offline outreach. So you have to start thinking like this, even if you are just coaching, even if you're just a group instructor working under a brand. That's only if you want to grow your career and eventually turn it into a profitable and purposeful business. Because if you have the way to, why not, right? All right? So that is basically the business growth formula. And basically, this is a candle where, you know, in the fitness industry, compared to another industry like lawyer, doctor, accounting, the candles that we have is much shorter than everyone else. The time we have to burn is much shorter. You can see a 55-year-old doctor everywhere, 55-year-old lawyer everywhere, but you cannot see a 55-year-old fitness coach anywhere. So it's really time to think about getting your way out so that you can still stay in the fitness industry. What I mean by that is you usually have coaching skills and then the business skills to monetize your passion and skill set ongoingly. There's a gap. Being good at coaching doesn't mean being good at this. So what happened is, if you guys want to spread your impact, if you want to light up other candles, if you don't want to get out of this industry because you love it so much, you don't see yourself quitting and going to another industry selling things that you're not so passionate about. So it's really, really time to start taking marketing seriously. And this is when your impact is spread. And I would say the definition of success of being a fitness professional is when your impact can live on with or without you being there. And that is when business, a system, a well-oiled SOP comes into play, right? Something you gotta think about. You wanna hit the purpose, the passion, the impact. What does it take for you to go from here to there? So this is how you can get it. Just scan this, and then I would say maybe the first 5. Maybe I don't have much time. All right. So I believe that we have some time for Q&A. Okay. All right. The next thing I'll get you to do, I'll just 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. So yes, let's get connected. Let's get into more conversations, and let's get more clarity. All right, I know many of you might have a lot of questions to ask me to clarify. Please do so. Please don't just keep it to yourself and be like, I don't get it. I don't trust it. I don't believe it. It's useless. All right? And of course, this is something where Suzanne would like us to basically give the feedback so that we can make every year a better experience for everyone. All right. Now we have some time for Q&A. Maybe we have 2 before they kick us out to the bar. All right, any question? Any question? Oh, yes.
Would you suggest to look for investors for small companies? Let's say if the company generates, let's say, right, different currency, let's say 50K USD a month.
Okay.
Would you suggest to look for investors to change the location or like expand or something? And it's clean profit. It's not like.
Okay. I would share with you the advice based on what I would do, right? Might not be something relevant to you. It's really about beginning with an end in mind. First, what is the end you want to have? You want to build a valuable company that is worth tens of millions? Or you just want to have a golden goose that gives you X every month and every year, and the dividend can be shared with your investor? So then it's really up to you. If you want to build a highly valuated company, investor, yes, but at the same time, you might have to say goodbye to work-life balance for the next 5 years, right? And you have to be very strategic with your fundraising so that, because getting the money in is no problem, right? Because if you try harder, if you know how to do a pitch deck, which is something I shared last year, right? So you have you're making 50K here, right? Can that money actually make you go 100K? Or is that money for you to just buy stuff that really doesn't make any difference? So the money has to really justify. If it doesn't help you do this, then you have to really think about where you want to spend the money. Is it true that you spend on this thing, it will actually go here? Because to share the same pie with another guy doesn't make sense, right? This is just a piece of it. So it's all about 3 things you want to build. You want to have a golden goose. This one you might not need investor, okay? Or you want to build a powerful, a giant. Yeah, so those 2 are the things you gotta have in mind. If you are proven to make that with consistent lead generation, that's one thing. A few metrics to look at. Dropout rate. Is it keeping at about 10-20% dropout every month? Until you get all these 2 sorted, then you start getting money in. Because the reason why is because if you don't have a sustainable and stable lead generation strategy, it can be very scary. And if you keep getting new people in, but there's a bucket with a lot of holes, you're back to this. And this was the thing that we worked on really hard for like a year, because our dropout rate was quite high. And then ever since we worked on it, it just feels a lot more sustainable.
But it also related to you making up in mind what you want to have, a golden goose or a giant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, right?
For me, it would be a powerful giant. Yeah. Because I believe that if you have one life, just go all out. Especially what we do is so purposeful, it's so meaningful, it can help the lives of many. Just go all out. Because if it's for the money, just do other things. It's easier and faster. If it's for comfort, just do other things, right? Yeah. Go. Okay. Maybe one last one? Go.
So for, let's say, a small business, I have a private gym.
Yeah.
And
the gym is small so that I cannot have too many clients, but I still need new clients. And right now, I just have budget for either having one more staff to help me improve the experience and the service on site,
Yeah.
or having a marketing staff to help me to get new clients. Which one would you advise me to go first?
Okay. It also comes down to this. Is that one gym the prototype for another 10 more? Yeah. So if it's a prototype for another 10 more, so many of you here, I think I spoke to some of you, you say, I want to start a gym. I always ask you the question of, don't just build a gym for the sake of building a gym. Build a prototype that can be 10x. Don't waste your time building that, oh, we're going to have a lounge here, we're going to have a kiosk here and this and that. Put all your hearts, I'm going to hang my picture of my bodybuilding days. I'm going to be like, doing this, cold tower, like all that stuff. No, build a prototype for the next 10. Then you know what to do with that. See, it's always about the bigger picture thinking, then you know what to do next. Right? And that's basically our mindset. If it's scalable, then we do. If it's not scalable, then later. Or not even do it. Right? Okay. So let's take a photo, I guess. And then tagging each other. Yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay, don't sneak out the back. It will hurt my heart. Okay, I have this little thing here. I don't know who to give to. Definitely not the ones sneaking out. Okay. It's really hard. Who do you guys nominate to have this badge here? Sorry? I think you were asking questions, right? Yeah, so what's your name? Jay. All right, Jay, come on up. All right. Thank you.
Resonates with me the most.
Some really
today.
great questions, and I think some of you might have the same question, right? But then you're like, wow, that just came out of nowhere from your mouth. Okay, let's take a photo together. We will do someone on